I don't know who won. I didn't watch the news last night. I went offline before the first polls closed. I haven't checked my feed or listened to my morning news updates or anything like that. I'm avoiding my phone. I'm so exhausted. It feels like this has all been going on for years. I mean, it has been, but I don't know. Somehow it feels like it's been even longer than that, you know? Now it's finally over, and I should be relieved. But I'm afraid to see how it turned out. I can't look. I'm going to look, obviously, eventually. But for now, I just want to float a while longer in this liminal space I've created. It's over. It's finally over. But I don't know how it's over. If it is over. It's only the morning after. They might not have officially declared a winner yet. Didn't it take a few days before they were sure last time? Might be a few days before we have a definitive winner this time, too. Can I hold out that long? You know who I envy at times like this? In a weird way? The people who don't care about any of this. For some of them, it's that they don't have time. For some, it's that they don't think it makes any difference. I don't admire them. It's the opposite, in fact. I despise them. Well, not all of them. Not the ones who honestly don't have room for any of this on their plate because they've already got work or school or kids or 100 other things that are demanding their immediate and constant attention. I don't despise them. I sympathize with them. But the ones who don't care, who don't participate by choice, the ones who could take part, especially take part in ways that help our side, but don't because they think not getting involved gives them some sort of high ground, I despise them. Maybe not them as people, not all of them anyway. That feels harsh. I despise their arrogance. I despise their ignorance. I despise the way they confuse their cynicism with realism. And yet, selfishly, I also envy them. I envy their not caring. What that must be like. Because when you're emotionally invested, when you accept that it makes a difference which side wins, when you know that it takes way less time to get things moving in the wrong direction than it takes to turn things back the right way, when you realize that all of this actually matters, that's what makes it hard. That's why on days like this, it's so tempting to hide. Because I feel like I really tried this time, you know? I mean, I always try a little, I always do something, but this time, I wrote postcards, I donated money, I made so many videos these last few months trying to inform and motivate and mobilize people, and some of those videos attracted a decent-sized audience, I think. Did it help? Did I make a difference? I'd like to believe I did. Maybe by that much. What if it wasn't enough? What if I pick up that phone and check the results, and what if all those people who stand for hatred and intolerance and overlook corruption and incompetence and who believe his lies, or even if they don't really believe the lies deep down, they want them to be true? What if they turned out in bigger numbers than we did? What if all that enthusiasm we've had since the summer, all the excitement, all the hope, wasn't enough? What if this time fear was more powerful than truth? Or what if it wasn't? What if we won? What if something wonderful happened, is happening, and I helped a tiny little bit to make it happen, and now I'm missing it? When I was a little kid, I was so frightened of death that I would spontaneously burst into tears and run to find my mother, desperate for comfort and reassurance. I never thought in these terms, but I guess they were panic attacks. It wasn't that I expected to die anytime soon. I've always been very lucky in terms of my health. I was never even a patient at a hospital until I caught pneumonia when I was 22. It was the certain knowledge that death was waiting for me. Inevitably, inescapably, someday I was going to die. That terrified me. I don't go all to pieces over it anymore, but it still does terrify me. I don't want to die. I'm pretty sure I know what happens to you when you die, but I don't know for sure. I don't think anyone does. But that's not the point. I don't want it to happen. I don't want to find out. Finding out scares me. I guess the thing I eventually realized is that when something is true, it's just as true when you're looking away from it as it is when you're staring right at it. And the truth isn't always death. Sometimes it will be good news. It could be good news. And whether it's good news or bad, if it's something that's going to affect the choices you make and how you live your life and the time you have, you need to know what it is so you can get on with it. Finding out is scary, but not knowing is worse because it's scary and useless. That's why when you try to float like I have been since last night, you can never do it for very long. The longer you try not to look, the more certain you become that you have to look. You have to. You have to push through the fear to the truth and face it. You already know, don't you? Thanks for not spoiling it for me.